everyone, I'm Faiza and today I will be talking about the classics I want to read next. The first classic I ever read was Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. I was so affected by this novel that I vowed to read more classics. In this video we'll talk about 5 classics I want to read next. The first book I want to mention is The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. This story follows a set of characters who live in a fictional place on Long Island in the 1920s. The story primarily concerns the mysterious and the young millionaire Jay Gatsby and his obsessive love for Daisy. I've seen the movie and it has affected me a great deal. I loved it so much. It was amazing, not only because it was DiCaprio acting. The songs in the movie were great as well, the plot, the characters, the actors of course. Because of the movie I've come to love everything about the 20s actually. I want to learn as much as possible about that time period. The next book I'd like to talk about is Heart of Darkness by Joseph Conrad. This novel, Conrad explores the relationship between Europe and Africa. This is actually a horrifying tale about colonial exploitation. It's about Marlowe who travels to Africa and meets this man who has left a great impact on him because this man is actually an idealist and a very cruel man against the natives, and this made Marlowe reflect on the darkness in the heart of all men. I've heard a great many things about it. I bought this novel like 2 years ago, but the font is so small, so I actually will be getting another edition. The next book I will be talking about is The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson. If you have seen my September book haul video, you should have seen that I only got this a few weeks ago. This is a story about seekers who arrive at the unfriendly pile called the Hill House. So at first they thought it was all a bit a spooky encounter with strange occurrences, but actually Hill House is gathering his power and he needs one sacrifice. So it's very intriguing. I'm very looking forward to read this. The next classic I want to read is Anne of Green Gables by L.M. Montgomery. This story revolves around Anne Shirley, who starts her adventures at Green Gables, a farm. When the freckled girl realizes that the Cuthberts wanted to adopt a boy instead of a girl, she did everything to make them change their mind so they could adopt her. Probably many of you heard of this book or the story or the film. To be honest, I never heard of this until a few months ago when I was on my Bookstagram and asked for recommendations for classics. I actually bought it because it's also very pretty. Look at it. The last book I want to mention in this video is Emma by Jane Austen. In my last video I mentioned that I wanted to read Persuasion by Jane Austen next. Because I mentioned that book in my previous video, I decided to pick another book of Jane Austen because I do want to read them all. Emma is young, rich and independent. She decided never to get married, but help her friends and acquaintances to find love, to get married. But stuff happens and I think she falls in love with someone, so the whole idea of getting married is a bit challenging for her now. I've heard mixed reviews about this one, but to be honest I don't care because I loved Pride and Prejudice so much that I actually will read every book written by Jane Austen no matter what anyone says, to be honest. So okay guys, that was my video about the classics I want to read next. I will put the link of every book I mentioned in the description box down below so you can find it. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Bye!